Hello, I'm Shirley Dalton and I am so excited to see you watching this video. You know that my mission in life is to inspire, educate and support you to have, be, do or feel what you want. And so today I want to share one lesson with you and give you a sample of the types of things that you can expect when you sign up for training with me. Now this lesson that I'm going to give you I called Beliefs, Behaviour, Results. And this one lesson alone has the potential to really change and impact your life. In fact, I was with a client this afternoon and he was telling me, Shirl, it's really hard to get good help these days. It's really hard to get good people. Now, he doesn't know what I'm about to share with you, that belief system is what's actually holding him back. And in fact, if he was able to change that, and I can show you how, and I will in a minute, then he could actually attract all the good people that he wants. So are you ready? Let me explain this to you. I'm going to write on the whiteboard, but first I want to give you a little analogy, if you like. And I'm going to use religion, but it's not about religion. So I'd like you to put away any thoughts that I'm being politically incorrect. It's an example. So imagine that we have a Catholic, and a Catholic goes to church on Sunday and they may or may not say their confessions. We have a 7-day Adventist who finishes work at sundown on a Friday and has their holy day on a Saturday. And we have a Muslim who reads the Quran and prays to Allah. Now I'll ask you a question. Who's right? Well, you might have said they're all right. They might be. We don't know. You might have said that they're all wrong. They might be. We don't know. One might be wrong and one might be right. Again, we don't know. So here's the first concept, that belief is not equal to fact. So that's the first part. Now remember, the Catholic has certain behaviours that they do, the 7-day Adventist and the Muslim. Those beliefs determine our behaviours. And those behaviours determine our results. And my results reinforce my belief that says, see, I told you I was right. Think about these things that you hear people say, and I want you to now start hearing what you say. I can't do this. Money doesn't grow on trees. All men are, fill in the blank. You can't trust women. These are all what we call limiting beliefs. They limit us in terms of what we can be, do, have or feel. And oftentimes we're not aware of that. So just by changing that, you change the power of what can happen in your life. Now, where do we get our beliefs from? Well, they come from 3 places. Any guesses? The first place, if you said your family and friends, you would be right. Family and friends. Now think about all of the things that you heard growing up in your family or in your circle of friends. Things like rich people are really nice, or maybe not. People who drive fast cars. All of these little sayings that you grow up with get embedded there into a belief system which, remember, determines your behaviour, determines your results. The second place that we might learn about that is through our society or through our culture. In Australia, we're taught not to stand out from the crowd. We call that the tall poppy syndrome. So we learn not to put ourselves right out there because someone might come and kneecap us and bring us back down to earth. Our school teachers, they teach us things. We take those on board as well. And then the third place is our experience. And so depending on what we do and what happens to us, we make a mental note in there, oh, I'm not doing that again, or yes, that's great. I was talking with a lady today and she was traveling to work, and she said, I always have a great run. And so do I. Whenever I go from my home to Sydney, I always have a great run. And that's my belief. And so therefore I behave in a way that gives me the results, and I keep reinforcing that I always have a great run. And so that's an example of how our experience actually influences what happens. Now, if you've got a limiting belief, something that's holding you back, how do you change it? In fact, let me ask you a question. How easy is it to change a belief? And you might be thinking it's really hard. And so my question to you, or my comment to you, is, if you say so. Remember that great quote, if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. Think about that. If you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. So depending on what you expect is what you will get. So if you think that it's hard to change a belief, it'll be hard to change a belief. So here's one tip for you on how to change a belief really easily, just like that. And I'll write it up for you. But that may not be true. That's all you need to say. When you become aware that you have just articulated a limiting belief, remember, belief is not equal to fact. So you can challenge that, but that may not be true. If you're looking for work, for example, and you say, I can't get a job anywhere. But that may not be true. If you're a real estate professional, a principal of an agency, and you're thinking that you don't know how to motivate your team or how to get them fired up and going out, you've probably got a limiting belief that says, nobody can do it as good as me. They are hopeless. Well, that may not be true. And so as you change your belief, you also change your behavior. So you start treating them as if it is true. You might start training them. You might increase your expectations, and therefore your results will change, reinforcing your belief. And there's one more way that you can change a belief, and that is to ask yourself a question. What would I need to believe in order to make it okay? And then fill in the blank. So I remember a friend of mine used to travel to another city for a training session, and when she went in, she felt like all of the women in the room looked her up and down. And she was really intimidated by this because she was giving herself internal dialogue that wasn't very nice. In fact, it was quite negative. And then she realised, hang on a minute, this is my belief. So she asked herself, what would I need to believe in order to make it okay to walk into this meeting really proud and really confident? And so she started to think, well, every time they look me up and down, what they're doing is they're saying, oh, nice shoes. I wonder if they would suit me. Oh, nice jacket. I really like that colour. Wonder what that would look like on me. And so she was able to turn that around and then walk into the training session with confidence. And that was just by changing these limiting beliefs. Now, if you think about this concept, this is a 5 or a 10-minute concept that has the potential to change the rest of your life. So here's your homework. I want you now to become aware every time you say something, and if it's a negative or it's a limiting belief, I want you to become aware of that. And then I want you to change it by questioning it, but that may not be true, or by asking yourself, well, what would I need to believe in order to make it okay for me to have whatever it is? So, for example, again, if you're a listing principal, then what would you need to believe in order to make it okay to attract a team of really high performers? People that are conscientious, people that are go-getters, people that have initiative. And that applies right across the board. It applies in work, it applies at home, it applies in sport. Whatever you want to achieve, have a listen and hear what limiting belief is holding you back. And think about it. Maybe even have a look and say, well, is that from my family and friends? Is that from the society or the culture? Or is that from my experience? And remember, beliefs are not equal to fact. So if you've gotten value out of this lesson, and I believe you will if you apply it, do your homework, then I've got another 52 of these that I can share with you over the course of the year. And so if you're interested, then I invite you to read more and to sign up for our People and Process Fundamentals monthly mentorship program. And we'll send you a concept like this, a video or an audio, every week, so that you'll get great value that you can implement each week and build upon concept after concept after concept. Because my mission in life is to inspire, educate and support you to have what you want. And I love sharing what I know in order to help you.